agenda is a sewer rate public hearing tonight. Rates will increase. You just gotta. Not really sure what all the, you want to talk about this, rate increase and rates to approve it.
I don't know if there's any input from anyone in here. We're looking to increase rates 6.4%, which on households that'd be $3, go from $47 to $50. And the businesses would be the same percent increase. Some of the reasoning, some of the things I jotted down. Some of the things we've done the last year or so, we had to replace main sewer line on Mechanic Street, about 2 full blocks. That was $116,000. We do a yearly manhole repair where Jason picks out 8, 10, 12, and we redo those. Try to do a little preventive maintenance where we can. Spend approximately $20,000 a year. Last fall, we purchased a new sewer machine for the nice sale price of $100,000. That's somewhat sarcastic. Several lift station pumps. Give me a ballpark, 5,000 a piece-ish.
Yeah, when you average it out, probably close to 5,000 apiece, maybe a little bit over on average.
Different chemicals that Jason needs down at the treatment plant, they've increased a fair amount. Our last rate increase, I believe, was in 2020.
Sounds right.
So, those are, I guess, a few of the items I jotted down this afternoon, just information.
You had those.
I'd like to thank Dave for the research that you did on this, coordinating with some of the local other communities, for working with our attorney Sam in getting this thing put together and helping us get to where we are today, that we're ready to propose approval for this. So thank you for the work you've done.
I don't have the list, I didn't bring the list of other local communities. If we're not the lowest, we are right near the lowest in our area, so doing what we can.
I want to add to Sandra, I appreciate the work that Sandra did in the office and coordinating between the council and our attorney and getting it advertised and so forth. So thank you, Sandra, for your work in this as well.
I understand there would probably be an amendment to this, I guess we can do later then.
Yeah. I'll make a motion, we approve ordinance 2026-02.
I second that motion.
Dave made a motion for ordinance 2026-02. John seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 3-0.
Yes, I didn't mention, I need to, this will be effective with the bills that will be paid in May, correct?
Yeah. We'll change the rates tomorrow.
All right, now on to approval of minutes, claim docket, utility adjustments.
I'd make a motion that we approve the minutes from last meeting, the claim docket, and the utility adjustments as has been presented for approval.
I'll second that.
John made a motion to approve the minutes, claim docket, utility adjustments. Dave seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0, motion carries. Kenny, please.
78 calls for service last month. Other than that, you've got a request to purchase a LiDAR radar. It's a handheld unit that we can use, because there's places in town that we're getting complaints, and there's not a good place for us to set to run radar out of the vehicles, and this will let us run while we're setting crossways with the road.
Yeah, we got that on business, we'll
Okay.
probably get that.
Alright.
Question, there was a question about the traffic sign you have down at the shop. You know what that's about, is it on, or is it just sitting there, or?
No, it's on.
Okay. It's getting to
Because
the
I'm getting complaints from people down there because certain people are flying down that road going to the dump.
Oh. Well,
So I figured
I figured that was it, but
I figured that's gonna be forewarning before I write him again.
Okay.
Can I kinda add something kinda along with it? Kenny asked me the other day if we had any temporary speed bumps that we could put out in some of these places, like especially when we get roads repaved, we start having issues with traffic speeds on new pavement. Is that something you want me to look into?
I think they took some out of the school, you might see if they're using any of those, and then maybe put down there or something.
Well, I'm not necessarily meaning there, but I mean just other places when we have roads paved to try to stop the people from flying on the new pavement when it's repaved.
Yeah, we can look at that later, but.
But the flip side of that is, you put speed bumps one place, then everybody's gonna be putting speed bumps on their roads, just like we had it on Lincoln Drive, and we took them out there, so, you know, it's just something to discuss.
I was gonna say, I'm not in favor of speed bumps. That's what we looking to purchase a radar unit. Kenny and his staff.
Like I said, he had just
looked at
asked
those
us,
areas.
Yeah, Jason and I had talked about speed bumps too, we just figured we'd throw it out there to you, get your guys' opinion, because, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. But, you know, with us doing the, CHIRP program with the sheriff's department and the other agencies in the county, it's gonna be increased enforcement anyway, so. But we just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that nits that in the bud down there, maybe.
I will say, in the last 5-6 days, those couple of particular vehicles have slowed down.
That's good to know. Well, on you, Jason.
I'll start off with, we no longer have a dog in the kennel.
I asked about that the other day and heard the good news, so. Where'd he go? Or he or she?
She went to a home out in the country. Where she's got room to roam. I'll say, we did a lot of storm drain and sanitary cleaning in the last month, cleaning out culverts underneath the roads where stuff's clogged them up going through, and we did put the ultraviolet lights in at the waste treatment plant as part of our requirements with IDM. We have to do E. coli disinfection from April 1st to October 31st. They're in, running. All of our test numbers are coming back good on that. Got the bathrooms opened up at the park. I do have a urinal on order for the bathroom because one of the urinal on the men's side was cracked and leaking. Replaced the hot water heater down there. fixed the water fountains. I still gotta get the hippo fountain put in, haven't got that one completed yet, but that's a relatively quick fix. And took Sanders and plows off both their, excuse me, both internationals and got them all cleaned up with residue rinse to get the salt off of them, to stop the trucks from rusting anymore. And I know it's on your agenda later, but I found this truck to replace the 450 finally.
I know, so it's the urinal here, the men's room is not operating.
Yeah, it's, my best guess at this moment is it's uric acid buildup inside the pipe. I put some chemical in it to, it's supposed to help dissolve it. You have to let it sit. It says to let it sit 4, 5, 6 hours. I flushed it earlier and it is draining faster than what it did when I first come up here, but I'll put some more in it to try to get the uric acid buildup out of it.
Lift station retrofit, is that done?
Oh, that is scheduled for Wednesday of next week. They will be here Wednesday morning, and said he thinks it'll take 5 to 6 hours to do that project. So by the end of the day, Wednesday of next week, it should be completed. And actually, one other thing, if you remember at the end of last summer pool season, we had a leak start on the filter for the wading pool. I've been in contact with Renesas. There's supposed to be I actually spoke to him about 3:45 this afternoon. He called me back. They're supposed to be contacting me in the next couple days with someone to come down, take a look, to start being able to get that taken care of.
I've noticed, it looks like a water leak on East Spring Street.
Up there by the old jail,
Yeah.
the water company got that fixed yesterday,
Okay, and then there, I think there's been one.
right across from the funeral home.
Well, this one, on Douglas Street, it seemed like, there's been water running down Cleveland Street, and
I haven't seen that one.
coming, looks like up around Douglas Street.
So the one across from the funeral home, the water company's aware of, they had to shut the valve to do a repair, and the valve started leaking right there
Okay.
in the curve of the funeral home.
Are these a result of these guys that's, putting in the?
Spring Street is not. The one funeral home, the valve they had to close was because Chris told me it's actually partially the water company's fault, because there was 2 mains and they mismarked and they got into one of the mains, so they had to attempt to shut the valve there. They ended up having to go open a fire hydrant down by the school to relieve the pressure to do that repair up there on the corner of South and Lewis. Douglas or David up there would not be, they had not been up in that area working.
How much, any idea how much longer they're gonna be here?
Let's see, they started on phase 5, which has them out in Hashtown, but they basically have done nothing north of Main Street yet.
Okay.
So as far as a timeline, I am not certain.
We know, where they've come in and dug, I'll say, pretty good size areas, are they coming back then and?
They're strolling and seed them after they fill them in.
They've missed a few. they've missed a lot of them, so we may need to,
I picked a lot of straw up out of storm drains.
we may need to
Where
help
it
a
rains
little
and it
bit.
washes it down into the road and then clogs up the storm drains.
All right, Randy, fire?
We had 8 fire runs last month and 11 EMA runs. The other stuff I was gonna talk about, you wanna wait later on in the evening? Towards the end of the meeting, or? Garage doors and,
Yeah, we can do that, cause it's not on the agenda here, so. Yeah, we can do that. Anything else? How'd your, so you kinda talked about that a little bit, but
yeah, the fish fry
Yeah.
went great, we had a great turnout. Actually got rid of everything this year, didn't have none left over. So, we had 4 politicians, I think, come through the door. One of them, he wants us to come, Ellington wants us to come down and go through the old woolen mill to see how the layout is on it now, make a fire prevention plan. So, yep, it was a good turnout, even though it did rain.
all day. All right, Julie? Rhonda?
Yeah, so we've been conducting interviews. I have a list now that's in front of you of, hirees, employees that I would like your approval of. We also wondered about the upcoming May 1st date. I believe that was said towards the end of the season last year, that May 1st, we would like for the pool cover to be off and the water to be ready. So we were kind of wondering about progress on that, or, how that's coming. And then we also still wondered about internet, and we kind of talked about how, we struggled with that last year and years prior, and we kind of talked about some different options, so we were just, wanted to bring that to your guys' attention again.
Was there any follow-up on that with the internet?
It's in,
Oh,
it's,
Okay.
Saunders got it,
Okay.
it's already set up, all she's gotta do is activate it, I think.
okay.
So it's ready for you guys to use whenever you guys start.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
We would need to take it up there earlier and find out
Okay,
where it's,
right,
where it's better positioned for it to,
yeah.
Do you wanna help me with that?
sure, all right.
We'll take care of that. And then, what about the pool cover being off on May 1st?
I was actually gonna ask you guys about that tonight, because I need to schedule help
Yeah.
for removal of the cover. The 4 of us cannot remove it by ourselves. I mean, that's,
I think last year, did you get ROTC to help open or close it?
ROTC helped,
They helped.
Open and
They
close.
helped.
was it open? I can't remember which one it was.
They help.
They may have done both.
Yeah, they did.
They helped open.
Yeah, they help open and close.
So did you contact them, Jason, or
I did not, Sarah did.
Sarah did?
I'm pretty sure. I did not make the contact with them.
You know what date that was last year? Cause I know this May
What?
1st and 2nd's the townwide yard sales,
Right.
and then trying to find help, I don't know, but. anybody
Last
knows?
year, it would have been probably right around the 1st or 2nd weekend of May. We did it on a Sunday afternoon, I do know that.
When are yard sales over?
The 2nd,
Which
Friday,
is-
Friday and then the Saturday, so Sunday would be the 3rd. If you, I don't know if you schedule that then or try to, or.
Okay.
What would you prefer? That Sunday the 3rd or the next Sunday?
Sunday, the 3rd would be best, because that way can start putting chemical in the pool to
Alright,
get it cleared up. Cause it's also gonna take sweeping of the pool to,
Which I think you were going to.
Are you ready?
I was gonna ask you, Dave and I spent a lot of times sweeping that pool. We we took the pool cover off last year on April the twenty-sixth, on Saturday, April twenty-sixth.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was in May when we actually took it off last year.
I did too. How'd you know?
So when do you want, the first day to be open is what, Memorial?
23rd.
The 23rd,
of May.
so somewhere between now and the 23rd, we need to get it open and get it swept out again.
So I think if we can do it on May third, that would probably be best. Do you want me to try to contact ROTC to see about helping open the pool on that?
I can call them,
You
I don't
can?
care.
Okay, so you'll call ROTC then? Okay.
Yeah, cause I think, there's six or eight ROTC kids helped last year.
Yeah.
And with ROTC being there, doesn't one of the board members have to be there as well? I think there's some,
That's what this is.
yeah, somebody said last night that one of the town board members has to be there.
I'll say, John was there, I believe, when we opened last year.
Yeah,
I was there.
We're both able,
Can somebody be there the afternoon of May third?
yeah.
Okay.
Put it
Will
on
you
my
let
calendar.
everybody know what time?
yes,
Okay.
cause I mean, it'll have to be given after church,
Yeah.
you know, 1:30, 2 o'clock, somewhere in that area, cause
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Brenda?
Well, I got a couple of things. First, the only thing the park really needs for maintenance this year is mulch. We always go through it for the playground area, you know, and a half a semi-load's what we'll need. And, only thing needs to be painted out. The painting has held up well, except for some posts, on the outdoor shelter houses, we need some white paint on them. So that's on maintenance. So I talked to Jason, that's not hardly enough, depending on the size of the crew, where when the, usually, you know, have the prisoners come in to do the work of the mulch and that. And I did find a place, and Jason's gonna call and, where there's mulch, playground safe mulch in Bloomington now, where we were getting it at Greenwood. So we're hoping that'll be a cheaper delivery, you know, fee.
Playground safe mulch.
Yeah, that's what Jason's always gotten, is playground safe mulch.
the place that much less splinters, less,
We're supposed to be treated too, as we go out around.
yeah, something to help soften it, so it's,
So we've always gotten that kind of. So anyway, because I don't feel we'll have a full day of work for them, I asked Jason if there's anything they could do for the town. I know they've painted curves in Lyons and Worthington, you know, other things, you know, they can meet, so I don't know, we're gonna kinda work together, see if there's something. Free labor, you just gotta feed them, and they are always have been good workers.
I can't think of the gentleman's name, he's actually been to the last two meetings and he's not here tonight, that they offered to help on different projects. We were thinking about,
Who
maybe.
is that?
Well,
There, one is I don't know his name, but the
one-
other guy's from Refuge Church, the pastor
Yeah.
up there.
Oh, I think I know.
There is.
Ethan McGibbon?
Yeah, yeah. I mentioned it to them too, about something, maybe helping out the community and stuff, and they're all for
Should
that.
I go to them or have the prisoners come get?
That's up to you. Ever who you can get to help.
Well, Jason usually doesn't have the time, you know, his crew's always busy, and that's what I've gotten before is, you know, but we've had a little more work and we're finally getting things, you know, in a little better shape, but we still gotta have mulch and a little bit of painting done, so. Jason, you think if there's something else you need? And then the last thing is, approval to buy flowers to fix up the flower gardens, and I'll get the fourth graders, that's usually first in May, and I'll get them at Bradfield's. That's it.
any update on the sign?
It is not a go on the, where I was wanting to go, so I'm not going to the Green County Foundation for their grant cycle, cause I got a chance there. I don't give up easy. And then after that, I'm going to after the gazebo, cause it's really looking pretty rough. And I wanna have Rich Waltz go with me. And, I think he's a good contractor, and I found he has an interest in the park. When he helped with that sidewalk that Ian Corbin did, and, so I'm gonna,
Rich?
yeah. He provided material, labor, and the forms for that sidewalk to go in. Which you guys all need to know, so, yeah, gotta get that done and signed done, and then I'll proceed to the.
Get after it, man, get after it.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Alright, Julie, you have something else?
Sorry, yeah, I think last month Brianna had asked about a second assistant manager position, and I didn't know if you guys had thought any more about that or not.
Talked briefly, I think, after meeting, but I don't know what would come of it.
And if you need to get back with us, it's fine.
Would that person be one of these people?
No, so not for this season, but potentially for future seasons.
I guess it seems like, last time we talked about it, Sarah, and when Sarah was here, that there was a lot of overtime being, had to, in order for there to be someone there and everything to get done. So if we get a second manager, well, those overtime hours then even out basically between those two, then you can see that pretty well
Yes.
resolving the issue
I
there.
think the number we heard was, be it yourself and Doris and Sarah, occasionally hours were 80+ hours a week.
Yeah, split, between us. All the organization things and ordering and going to pick up and that type of thing.
Yep.
Those are where the extra hours were coming into play a lot of the times.
So down the road, I think what John's asking, would that,
Right.
a second assistant manager, would that reduce
Eliminate, right.
you folks the hours?
I think it would be beneficial to cut cost, even this year. But that's gonna happen, I mean, she's already had one person hired for that position.
I don't know if we wanna include that as part of, because I think this is on the agenda, isn't it? Cool. Yeah, approval for it, so we could discuss it at that point, if we wanna, where it goes on or not.
Well, I think we need to know 300 needs to know now, so I'd make a motion, we hire the pool staff as given to us by Brianna. We all have.
Do we wanna add I'm not sure the second
Second
manager's
assistant.
not on there.
There's just one for this
You wanna
season.
keep that separate, or you wanna add that to your proposal for this?
Well, I thought I heard thinking in the future.
Yes, potentially next summer.
Yeah.
Okay,
This summer is still just the two, maybe in future, maybe three.
okay, alright. So,
I guess we can
The-
see
the-
how costs go this year with payroll,
Yeah.
and then
The
you guys can
two-
make a decision from that.
You said 2 and potentially 3, what are you talking about?
Sorry, like like I'm a manager and an assistant manager, that's what I meant by the
Oh,
two.
just those 2 and then,
Yeah, and
okay,
then,
so you,
I have an
okay.
extra.
so your motion
Is my motion understood?
and basically what's on this, what's
Brandon
being
is-
presented on the paper?
Yeah.
Okay, I second your motion then.
Dave made a motion for the hiring list for the pool this year, 2026. John made, seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0, passes. Thank you.
Pretty good looking list.
Thanks.
cold in that too.
Alright, we're gonna do some discussion on some of the old business, later, so we'll go on to the new business. First on the agenda of new business is Mark Babs.
Good evening. It's insurance time again. Thank you, Sandra.
It's always good to know
I
how.
come off vacation and I was a little behind. Well, we're seeing a little bit of relief on rates. Obviously, it's not going down, but it's not going up as much as we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years, that's for sure. Your liability limits all pretty much stay the same. I mean, they don't change much through the, from renewal to renewal. On the second page, I did make some notes at the bottom there of, things that got increased as far as limits, property, for the town and fire, the values have increased about 2.5%. On your inland marine, which is your equipment, backhoes, all that stuff, increased about 12%. As far as this year versus last year, and then your payroll increased about 5%. Your mod, which is the number that dictates some premium dollars based on your claims, is going from 1.25 to 1.33. So everybody starts at 100. If you don't have any claims, your mod goes down and you get a credit. If your mod goes up above the 100, then they start debiting you. So the less claims you have, the better off, if all possible. So as far as the premiums go, if you go back to the first page, I got 4 columns there. We have the fire department on a separate policy than the town, but they're both with Continental Western. The first column's the town, the property and liability, the inland marine, auto, umbrella, and cyber's included in that also. The renewal is $57,942. The next column over is your fire department package, liability and marine, auto, and umbrella, it's $9,596. The third column is IPEP, which is your work comp, is $17,651. And then the fourth column is IPEP, that is your accident and sickness policy for the volunteer fire department. So if you add all those together, it's $87,372. Expiring premium is $83,625 for an increase of $3,747, or it's a little bit less than 5%. Which isn't bad, believe it or not. We, the last 2 or 3 years, we were seeing 15, 20, 25% increases, so the market's starting to soften up a little bit, and rates are, companies are starting to put some more credit on rates. Deductibles stay the same, co-insurance is the same. And Sandra, the policy actually renews on April 30th. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Say renews April 30th.
yeah.
So I guess we need to make a motion to approve this. I would make a motion that we approve the, insurance summary that, presented by Mr. Mark Babbs this afternoon for Bloomfield for $87,372.
Second there.
John made a motion to accept this insurance, from First Security Insurance. Dave seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0.
Very good. I'll get you a breakdown of stuff in between now and next week or so.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, Mark.
you. Okay, next, got a, email from the Right to Life about setting up and closing off Franklin Street by the courthouse there, on March 2nd. This will be during the townwide yard sales as well, I believe, so.
May second.
What'd I say, March? Yeah,
Yeah.
May, I was looking at March here, yeah, May 2nd. They're gonna be up there from 1 to 3, but I think they want it the night before close off so they can bring the trailer in, so we just need to approve that and, or discuss it. Or reject.
Can I ask a question on something like that? Do you get certificates of insurance from those people that they got insurance, name of the town of Bloomfield and additional insured?
I think the answer is no, I
I've never done
don't think we,
You really need
it.
to.
The only one we've done is the Apple
That-
Festival.
Yeah,
Can I
in
do
that
Apple
case, there's a
Festival?
whole-
Because
That's
of
the
Judy.
case, there's a whole lot of other.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just protecting the town, those all I'm bringing to your attention, because, you know, obviously if they come in and something happens and somebody gets hurt, it's their negligence. Lawyers fish with nets, not hooks,
Mhm.
and they're, I say that every day, cause it's the truth.
true.
You know, we get tort claims all the time naming, you know, 10 different organizations or entities when the driver goes off the road. And if something happens, they're gonna name the town, you want their insurance to protect us as long as possible. Just food for thought.
I know, yeah,
I get named in a lawsuit about every accident.
Yo, absolutely, guaranteed. I mean, it's just.
Right down to the guy
It's just
who
a
set the
food for
stop
thought,
sign.
and it's, you know, it's, they should have insurance, and all it is them calling their agent and saying, hey, I need a certificate of insurance, and I need to name the town of Bloomfield additional, sure, shouldn't cost them a nickel.
Yeah, they should be able to do that just for that event.
Absolutely.
It's good for that event, and then it's.
Well, it could be good for the whole year, it doesn't matter, I
Yeah,
mean,
if
because
they,
it,
if they do things like this in different places, different times, it could be.
oh, yes.
Yeah, it could just, like a rider, I guess, to their.
Well, it's not even a rider, it's just adding the town of Bloomfield on their policy as an additional insured, that if there is a lawsuit,
COI,
their policy,
basically.
yeah, exactly, their policy is going to cover the town up to their limits, and then ours would kick in after that.
Makes sense.
that's something we follow up with them about.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, and even like contractors, if you hire a subcontractor to do some kind of work, same thing, you wanna get a certificate of insurance from them,
Yeah,
showing that they got insurance, name the town additional insured.
You know,
it all the time.
when we get the packets for, the street, resurfacing, so forth, is that part of the
Yeah.
packet, they have to have proof of insurance?
Yeah, most of the time Sam's gonna put that in the contract, that's for sure. Now, whether you get them or not, that's another thing, you know, but normally it's required.
well, it's good information, so we probably ought to check into that, but we can ask them about that later.
Well, for this, this, where exactly is this gonna be closed? I guess I missed that.
On the west side of the courthouse.
West side,
Yeah.
okay.
The highway down to Spring Street.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I make a motion, we approve this for this event, for, Right to Life, for May the 2nd, for the area that they requested.
I'll second that.
Alright, John made a motion to approve the road closure for the Right to Life on May 2nd. And actually, it'd be May 1st, the road closure, May 1st, so, that evening. And, Dave seconded, so all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
That was.
3-0 carries.
information too about that.
Follow up with that.
Thank you.
That's me.
Alright. Good to meet you.
I'm Michael, this is my wife Belinda. We own the Down Home Antique Store on Franklin, around the corner from the police station. And, I'm requesting that, that first parking spot on the east side of Franklin, just on the other side of the garages, be made into a handicap spot. I've got some health issues, some mobility issues that are continuing to get worse, and it's harder and harder for me to get around, and I just like to be able to at least have a shot at having a parking place. I know it wouldn't be just for me, but usually the first 2 or 3 spots up that street are taken by people that, just park there all day. And, it's hard for me to get into the store. We're only open 4 days a week, so it wouldn't be every day, but I'm just asking if we could get a handicap spot there to be able to get into our store. I don't know what the whole process is, but I was told this would be the best place to start.
Do we have any handicap spots on that?
There's
Handicap on the other end where
There's
B
one.
and B used to be.
There's one clear on the
Yeah,
north end.
on the far
North end.
north end of that street,
Next to Indiana.
there's one.
And you're close, you're
We'd like one at the far
Yeah.
south end of the street.
south end
Yeah.
of North Franklin.
You've also got one on the south end.
There's one, yeah, there's one
East
in
or
between the
south of
alley.
the alley, in between the 54 and the alley. You got the 15-minute parking, and then you've got a handicap, and then you've got 2 police parking.
And then you got the old fire station with 3 garage doors, and he's wanting the very next parking spot. Is, what is there, about 6,
6 or 7 on that block.
about 6 or 7 parking spots, and it would be the farthest one to the north that is currently a handicap.
So you mentioned yourself, would this be for anyone else as well?
Well, it's, like I said, it wouldn't just be for me, it would just an open handicap spot, so if I'm not parked there, or if the store's closed, or, I don't want it reserved just for me. But, yeah, anybody, that would have a placard or a plate could park there.
Yeah, we have 2 handicap entrance. It's not marked as that, but if you open the door, there's a ramp that goes up into the store.
On the left side?
As you're facing it, yeah,
Yes, yeah.
left,
I
or
thought
north.
there was, but-
Yeah, I walked up there today, and I was at the town hall. You drive
Right up there.
a gray Jeep?
Pardon me?
You drive a gray Jeep?
No, sir.
Okay. I didn't look to see if there was a gray Jeep parked there.
There's a gray Jeep parked there a lot.
I didn't look to see if it had a handicap sticker, but I saw that, and there's probably 4 or 5 spots going north. Then the last one is a handicap spot.
Right.
There was nobody parked north of that Jeep. There might have been 1 vehicle parked on the other side, so there was plenty of spots for folks to park if they were interested up there. So my opinion was, I don't see why we could not do this.
The Jeep, so there is you're saying that 15-minute parking spot, I know where that is. The very next one is handicapped now?
Yes, right across from
Okay, but
your
your business is still about a block further up.
It's a half a block up
It's
there.
a half a block,
Yeah.
okay.
It's on the other side of the garage.
Just the other side of the garage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so the handicap on the north end would be for those businesses up there, cause there are a couple of businesses in that.
The insurance office is still there.
So this one would be more for your customers and or yourself,
Right.
that would make it more convenient for people, to visit your store.
Or, I mean, it's close enough to the coffee shop, I mean,
Yeah.
if somebody needed to.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have a problem with it.
I'd be happy to make a motion that we would, approve to have a handicap, space, added to the, North Franklin.
35 North Franklin.
On the 35 North Franklin Street.
First spot north of the garage.
Okay, yes, all right, first spot north of the garage.
I'll second that.
John made a motion, Dave seconded for a handicap parking sign be placed at the 35 North Franklin, first parking spot there north of the, old, fire station. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0 carries.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Now that we got our way with this one.
You're on a roll.
Might as well go for two. First of all, that spot has a parking meter there, I think.
It does.
There's 3 or 4 of those spots that have meters up that street and on the other side coming down too. Are those meters enforced? Are they? And the reason I'm asking is we've had customers come into the store and we've actually had people not park because they didn't have change to put in the meters. And so we've potentially lost business. We found out about that later. But I've been told by different people that, they don't check them, they don't care if you park, the cops don't care if you park there. But I don't know if that's true. And so, are those meters still in use?
Well, you're gonna be getting first knowledge, and I guess everybody will tonight. We have new parking meters that will be installed in town. I don't know if that street includes them, I can't remember. They use, so that street up north will have new parking meters. And south, we'll have on Franklin there, and around the courthouse, we'll have all new parking meters.
And
They
then
will be
past the
changed out
library,
this spring, and they will be coin operated. So patrons would have to have change to put in them. It was opted to do change in coins due to, the cost of credit card fees and associated with running credit card fees, it wasn't feasible. And, QR code same way, so we just opted to do the coin. And, so they'll be installed this spring or sometime close, so near future, so.
Are we sure we were not doing away with the ones on North Franklin? I think we were.
We may have been doing away with them.
I think we
I think we
were.
just said south.
We might have been and we went south.
Yeah, cause we're going out 157, or not 157, 231 there. They may be going away on that North Franklin.
I think they're going away.
There was no reason anymore to have those away,
Okay, so is there anything else we need to do to get this handicap spot set up?
but. No, we'll have, Jason get a handicap sign, run up there and put it on a sign sometime and,
With the blue paint.
yeah, mark it.
We'll take care of it.
Okay,
Wonderful, thank you.
okay, thank you.
I don't know, do we have any more handicap signs in the, okay, so it could be done pretty soon, I suspect, according to the schedule there, so,
Thank you.
within reason, so.
But we're not sure about the parking meter yet. You may or may not.
Okay.
But we have a plan, but
I'm pretty sure we did away with the ones on North Franklin.
Even better.
You could be that lucky.
Okay.
That's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask you.
No,
I couldn't make a mistake.
I think we could do away with them up there. Oh well. It's out now, so.
hope your business, hope that helps like your business and we appreciate you, putting the business in up there, and we wish you the best with that.
Well, thank you.
You've been up there about a year, right now?
Yeah, we opened up the first part of June last year, and we're getting ready to renew a lease, so we're here at least another year.
It's a very nice store.
And, if you haven't been in there, you ought to come in and check it out.
Very nice, very clean and organized.
It's right across the corner, or right around the corner from the police station on North Franklin, about halfway up the block. The other side of the old fire station. What is it? It's an antique store.
Okay, on with this, now. Okay. Radar gun purchase. I suppose that everybody ought to go through training on that, won't they? Or some kind of a.
No, we're already certified.
Oh, even for handheld and stuff? Okay.
They all work the same.
I think Kenny gave us his reasoning. So I'll make a motion, we approve $3,061 to Radar Man Incorporated.
I second that.
Dave made a motion to purchase a radar gun, John, seconded, so all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, 3-0, carries.
Thank you.
Now the purchase of a 2022 Ford F-550 that Jason has found and come up with and got us the amount and everything for this purchase, which is in Pennsylvania. It will be delivered. Once we purchase it, we can have it delivered for another fee, but the fee we have tonight, what we're talking about approving or would be cost of vehicle and some other operating fees that's associated with dealerships, so. That whole purchase is $58,398.00. And I guess while we're talking about it, if we approve this and we'll have this on here, then we'll go ahead and just approve at the same time that Jason is able to make the necessary means, all the paperwork signing once delivered and everything else, we'll have to sign this paper that Saunders drafted up for Sybils Auto Warehouse out of Freeport, Pennsylvania.
What year was that truck?
2022.
I'll make a motion that we approve the, purchase of this, 2022 Ford F-550 for a total of $58,398, and I think there's some change. Zero. And that includes, authorizing Jason to, be able to, manage, let me see that paper for me, so we get my motion. And, authorize Jason, to act as a signatory and approving purchasing agent, for the purchase of this vehicle.
Plate and
Yeah,
everything.
this is, plating and, whatever the needs are.
I think it also includes the blade and a sander, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, all right.
To approve the plot.
I'll second that.
John made a motion and Dave seconded for the purchase of a new truck. This truck will replace a current 450 that's kinda just went downhill. This does have a new, it comes with a sander, a dump on it and a new blade, push blade for snow, so this will help us out in winter time and everything else. It's got a spreader and everything in it. I believe it's stainless steel too, right?
Yes.
So I think it's a good purchase for that price. New prices are pretty well over that, so don't come with the blade or the sander, so.
And it's only got 33,000, I couldn't remember if it's 31 or 33,000.
Sounds like a steal.
Yeah, so I think I didn't finish. So John made a motion, Dave seconded it. So all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, 3-0. Purchasing this, motion carries. We wanna go ahead and, maybe make a motion for this too.
That's the amount, I don't know who it is.
Oh, the hauler.
I talked to the delivery company today. She did say the $15.25 is a valid price. The only thing that may change it a little bit is if there is a increase in fuel costs again. There may be a small upcharge due to fuel prices for delivery. There again, I spoke to her about 3:30 before I spoke to the pool guy. Landstar,
Okay, why don't we authorize them up to $2,000 for the transfer?
but
Is that a motion?
she,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to authorize Jason to spend up to $2,000 towards the, transporting the vehicle from its current location to here in Bloomfield.
I'll second that.
John made a motion to, for the transportation of getting the vehicle here to Bloomfield from Pennsylvania for the amount of $2,000 or under, so, and Dave, seconded that, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, 3-0 passes, for that. So, anywhere up to 2,000, it should be that.
she said once the dealership has their money in it, they'll release it to them. At that point, she will schedule a driver. She won't schedule a driver until it is ready to be released.
I'll probably contact them tomorrow or something like that and see what that entails, so. Okay, that's the new business,
Thank you.
open to the floor. Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. Garage doors.
There's two different quotes, two prices. That's the first one. So they can probably tell us.
One of them is from Gravers, the cheapest one. And they're only giving us a 1 by 2 foot glass in the third section. They say their turnaround time in an emergency would be 24 hours. Changing everything and it is about the same. The one I would prefer would be the more expensive one. It's overhead doors out of Bloomington. Jason usually calls them about 8 o'clock. They'll be down here by dinner. Unless something's just drastically happened. Their doors, the third panel is a full window. No space, it's just all glass. With the framework, of course, but.
I was looking at that.
It's all new openers.
No windows with Graver?
Yes,
Two by
but
two.
the third panel would only be like 3 windows in it, and they're only 2 foot long and 1 foot tall. Probably.
Yeah, kinda like the old fire,
The old fire station garage doors.
And with overhead doors, they're the full panel. It's a full sheet of glass, well, it's glass inside the framework, but yes, it's full glass. That's 7 remotes. 2 of them will be programmed to run all 3 doors in case another one goes bad. All new motors and all new trackings. We attempted this a year or so ago, and they never could come up and give me a price. Well, the doors out here now are 3-inch doors. They don't make them anymore. That's why we couldn't replace just the bad panels and get a roll of glass in it. Everything went to 2-inch doors, heavier insulated, is about what it amounts to. But that's all new tracking, seals.
Yeah, it's everything in it,
Yeah,
right?
and, you know, these doors out here's been here since '98, that I know of.
Original doors, no doubt.
We had an opener throw us some trouble here a while back.
A month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. Jason called him. I didn't pop one,
No, I called them about 9:30, 9:45, because I tried working on it and got nowhere. And
They was here about 2:30
they was here about 2:30, took them about 4 hours.
to get here. So their emergency service, being an emergency building, is a lot better off.
Give us your spiel, or I'll say, or mitigating circumstances, why do you want the full window versus the space windows? Kind of make it known to us what, I mean, sell us on it, I guess.
For one, they look nicer when they're in the front of a firehouse like that. You can see through the bays a lot easier, see the equipment, people driving by and stuff. They can look over and see equipment in them. If you're standing out there, you don't have to try to bend or squat to see who's pulling in the parking lot or whatever. I mean, it's just, to me, it makes the building look better. Cause Richland's got the same kind of doors, they've got the little bitty glass in them and stuff, and just looks like a garage sitting there.
Did they mention any warranties or anything, or?
That's what I was looking for, I don't see anything.
Look at that one all the way to this one.
Overhead usually has a warranty.
Yeah, they'd have to have something.
Does anyone know anything about this Graver, well, of course,
No.
Graver Post building, that's
I heard from them through one of our new volunteer firefighters is how he got me that name and quote. And they've got what is it? Service fee of $100 automatically if we call them. That's the way I took it. No, I think,
It's been getting $2,400.
Been doing
Yeah.
service for it.
yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
that. About a warranty.
Yeah.
That's what did all our out of work, we had about a day.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the doors from Overhead Door Company for $20,380.
second that motion.
Dave made a motion for the, proposal estimate for the, overhead doors to replace the garage doors and fire department bays, and, John, seconded, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, 3-0 carries.
Thank you guys for that. I'll get a hold of them in the morning and stuff and tell them that it's been a go and they'll draw up the regular purchase packet, I guess. I had to call back to get it broken down by my list. They just sent me a total and that was it. I said, that ain't gonna work. I said, I need some of it broken down. And then the only other thing about that with the garage is the 2 metal side doors are rusting off at the bottom.
All these side,
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are little entry doors. Anybody, I mean, I don't have a specific person in mind or anything, it'd just be, you know, local contractor or something we could talk to, or to try to get them replaced.
Who would you use, Jason?
Kenny Mendenhall, Tristan Flynn,
Leon.
James Leon.
Kenny might be good, I think he participates in our rehabilitated homes.
He's volunteer fire.
I've looked at it before, but I couldn't, I just hadn't had time.
Yeah.
I recommend Kenny.
I can mention it to Kenny and see if he's got time to get us a quote on it and stuff. And then the other bad news is, this is the bad news.
I could've swore you said the last thing.
Yeah.
For the garage, this ain't the garage. The roof back here above the men's bathroom has leaked and rotted the decking and part of the ceiling now. If you walk back here in the men's shower, you can see where the,
That's where we had a leak before, right?
Yes.
A year ago or two, maybe?
uh,
Year and a half?
we was up there, well, I wasn't, but one of the boys was up there the other day running water for our cameras, and he took pictures of it and sent it to me. So,
I'd recommend you have Kenny take a look at that when he's in there looking at the doors, see,
okay,
have him look at the roof up there, what needs to be done.
cause I'm sure, I don't know, Sandra, has it ever been replaced that you know of?
I would say no.
As far as I know, I don't think it's ever been replaced.
When was this built?
98.
98.
Have, give you two estimates, maybe one of roofing shingles and, metal.
One on the, get two separate estimates for it.
I would.
I can do that, I seen
Have
how
you
long.
said shingle roof and metal roof, oh.
I can do that too. I've got a lot of time on my hands for the next couple of months.
If she lets you drive up here.
She'll let me drive.
So,
We're just replacing the part that's leaking though, right?
That would be,
Yeah, but he said replace with the metal roof. Well, you wouldn't want metal on shingles.
well, you could if it's one
yeah.
layer, but you could.
In my
put it over.
perspective, no, I do not want it to do that. Because if the building never catches on fire,
You got the shingles underneath there, bar.
you got a layer of shingles and stuff underneath the metal that it's not going to get put out.
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, I hate when, if we have a structure fire and it's got 2 or 3 layers of shingles and they come through and lay metal roof over it just to seal it.
Just have them look at the roof, I guess, and then see what it would cost to fix that.
I'll show you the pictures after the meeting and give you guys an idea what it looks like up there.
And then cost for overall everything, so.
I can do that.
Alright. There's that, we all good on everything? We went through our agenda.
I think that's it, huh?
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Alright, Dave made a motion to adjourn, John seconded it, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.